Well, I did the space TFOs already, so now let's rank every ground TFO in Star Trek Online. Okay, this is gonna be a lot like last time. I didn't include every single ground TFO because there's some like those really old ones that are associated with fleets that have no purpose in the modern state of the game. But there are a few here that do stand out from the usual random TFO lot. So starting out, I'm pretty sure I put these in alphabetical order. First off is Arena of Sompek, and I'm gonna put this one in fun. I do enjoy this one. This one's really only fun if you have like a dedicated group. You know, you're wanting to actually try to like go for it as long as you possibly can. This one can be fun if you're in that sort of state. You know, if you're just doing this in like a random setup. I don't think this one shows up in the randoms actually because that would be insane. But yeah, it's fun. If you're not familiar with Arena of Sompek, it's meant to be endless. You keep going as far as you can, and as soon as the whole team is wiped out, then it ends. So it's meant to be something to try to push the limits of you and your build for you and your team. And I think that's a fun idea. I think that's really cool. And yeah, it's a very unique TFO. It's something that you don't see much of. And then for some reason they decided to do it again. We'll get more into that later. But yeah, I like this one. So it's going in fun. I wouldn't put it in really fun. It's not something you want to do that often, but every once in a while, sometimes you want to run the Arena Sompek and see how far you can get. Next up is Binary Circuit. This is one of the competitive TFOs. This is the only ground competitive TFO, and honestly, it's okay. Like I said in the space one I did of these, like the competitive TFOs, they're interesting. I just feel like they need to do something to further incentivize people to actually do these, because I do find these fun, but the only reason anyone does the competitive TFOs is whenever they show up in the universal endeavors. Otherwise, no one really gives a crap about these, and that's a shame because I do think this is interesting content and it's an interesting take on PvP. It's just because it's meant to be like PvP VE, so I do find that interesting. I just wish we could get more focus on this sort of content, like get these like their own dedicated random queue system, so you could like instead of just queuing for random TFOs, you can queue for random competitive TFOs. I think that would be a interesting thing to set up for that, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Birdcage, this one, honestly, I would put this one either in fun or really fun because I do like Birdcage. It's nothing like revolutionary in terms of gameplay, but it's just it's fun. There's a lot of shooting going on. You're running and gunning just constantly. It varies. I'm gonna put this one in really fun. It varies things up enough that you can to keep you engaged, but it's not super crazy or difficult. It's pretty straightforward, and I like that about it. Borg Battle Royale. Now, I put Arena Sompek in fun. I'm gonna put Borg Battle Royale in it's okay, because one, I don't like rewarding points to reimagined TFOs, quote unquote, because it just I don't know. I don't want to say it feels lazy, but it feels uninspired. And one of the fun things about Arena Sompek is the vast variety of enemies that you can get through that through the arena. Whereas Borg Battle Royale, it's the same setup, but you're only going to be fighting the variants of Borg, which is interesting, but it gets repetitive very quickly. So it's I don't know. I find Arena of Sompek to be more interesting than Borg Battle Royale. Brotherhood of the Sword. This is a classic. I'm gonna put this one. Years ago I probably would have put this one in fun, but I'm gonna put this one in it's okay. For one, it's pretty buggy. Getting the optionals done is a very hit or miss kind of thing, which is a problem on Elite because the optionals aren't optional, and I don't feel. And a lot of the times when I go in to play this one, a lot of players don't seem to know what the secondary objectives are that you need to require. Moving the Orion operative over to the safe house and freeing the Targs. A lot of players don't seem to know what those are, so they will then just activate all of the Iconian devices, and then you will end up failing the mission because that's another thing that really bugs me about this one is the fail condition. You can literally set it yourself up to fail if you skip over the secondary objectives because some players just aren't paying attention, and that's really frustrating. And that honestly, ranting about it, I'm putting this one in this one is too loosely set up and it's too easy to fail because of pugs that just don't know what to do or don't pay attention. So that's a problem with how this one is set up, and I really wish they'd go in and try to fine-tune this one so it's not so easy to fail by accident. Bug Hunt. I'm gonna put this one in fun. This one was the DPS running grounds for ground for a long time, and I think it still might be. But yeah, this is fun one again. Run and shoot, do the whole Starship Troopers thing by shooting a bunch of bugs. I like this one, so that's going in fun. Cure applied. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this TFO, this is one of the original Borg TFOs. Now, since their release, the ground Borg TFOs have been largely neglected since they were introduced. Like most of them don't even have elite level versions anymore, because this was at a time where elite was actually taken out for a long time and wasn't put back in until several years later. So yeah, Cure applied. It's in a completely broken state. The spawn points are way too far apart. The map is enormous. It's pretty easy to complete just because it's not really set up for the current state of like how things run these days. Like the power creep has gotten so crazy, and it only has an advanced level, so it's easy to complete this one. It's just if you do happen to die on it, you are in for a long walk back to the rest of your team. So that's no fun at all. There's a reason they took this out of the random TFOs. Defend Rio Station. I like this one. I'm gonna put this one in fun. It's not super long. I do wish, actually, one gripe I do have about this one is that I wish the boss fight was harder. I feel like it goes by way too quickly. I really wish they would buff that up, because the rest of it kind of goes on for a while, especially the second phase where you have to hunt for the little spider drone things that latch onto your face. But yeah, it's interesting. I do like it. I like it. I like it on Elite, especially because the first phase goes by a lot quicker, because the phase where you have to like find the little devices in normal and advanced, that phase is timed. It's on a time lock, which you guys know I hate time locks on TFOs. But on Elite, it is reduced to you just have to find a certain number of the devices. So it actually goes quicker on Elite, which is kind of funny to me. So yeah, this one's great on Elite, and that's something I wish they would do more of. Instead of putting a time lock on a thing, put it as a kill this number of things, which is much preferable in my mind, because it means that your build actually is worth something instead of just sitting there throughout a timer and waiting for the next phase to kick in. It gives you incentive to actually build and improve. Devil's Heart. I've actually been really enjoying Devil's Heart. It is fun. It is I like the different phases of it. I do like how a lot of the things are like split between two different elements to kind of force you to do one thing and then the other thing. And it's, I don't know, it's really interesting. I really like the aesthetic of the map. It's fun. I've been enjoying it. I debated on whether or not I should put it on this list, because I don't know if it's going to be strictly a normal event TFO, like it's only going to show up during an event, or if this is going to be added to the normal rotation and given an advanced and elite version. Because that's one of the things that always bugs me, is when a TFO doesn't have an advanced and elite version to go along with it, because I can't play normal TFOs. I get yelled at. But yeah, Devil's Heart, I'm enjoying it. I hope it sticks around. And yeah, it's fun. Draenor Beach Assault. This one is a weird one, and this is another one that I debated on whether or not I should include it, because it's not in the normal random TFO selection. This is another one. It's almost like a competitive TFO, to the point where I feel like it should reward competitive marks, because it does put you on two separate teams, and then you have to defend the Draenor Beach from the incoming Zinkethi. But it's not really competitive, because you're not like competing against each other. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it feels like you should be competing even though you're not. And so at that point, it just feels weird as to like, why are there two teams then if you're not competing at that point? So it's I don't know, this is a weird one, and no one plays it that often because it's not in the random TFO setup. So it only ever gets played whenever the universal endeavor for it shows up. I'm gonna put it in. It's okay. It's not bad. It's got some decent elements. I know some people find it frustrating because the Zinkethi are super tanky, which I do get. Zinkethi on ground are a bit less straightforward than Zinkethi on space. So yeah, it's Forged in Fire. This is actually a remake of a TFO. I actually forget the original name for it. It's like the ground version of Counterpoint, I think. But yeah, this is a really fun TFO. I do enjoy this one, but I never get to play it because it's only got a normal level difficulty, and for that, it's going in. It's okay. Normally, I would love to put this in really fun because it is a fun TFO. I do enjoy a lot of the mechanics on this one, and it's just fun to run around fighting through Deep Space Nine and the Promenade and go see the other elements of the station, and while you're fighting the Terrans. But it only has a normal level difficulty. Give it an advanced and elite version, and it will go in really fun. But as this is, I never get to play this because, like I said, I don't do the normal random queues because I get yelled at, and also just because it's no fun because I just plow through everything. Come on, give me a challenge. Infected Manus. Okay, this is another one of the OG Borg TFOs. That's going in no fun at all because it's just broken as hell. A lot of people, even when this one was like new and like modern, a lot of people struggled with the final phase of this one because it requires you jumping on various platforms over this like insta kill field on the floor, and a lot of people struggled with that. I remember some people like really get the handle of like how the movement works in the game. That's kind of required in order to get through that one. Otherwise, because if you misjudge those jumps, you just insta die. It can be really frustrating. And the other problem is this TFO is ancient, and again, just like Cure Applied, it doesn't have a elite version anymore. So it's just like no one plays this. It's not even in the random queues. No fun at all. Both of these need significant reworks. Much like Into the Hive got. I actually really like Into the Hive in its current state. We'll put that in fun. It's pretty straightforward. It's a little short in my opinion. Honestly, I wish it was a little long. No, I don't wish it was longer. I just wish it was like divided up a bit more. So like I wish they would put like shorten the other aspects of it and then put one additional phase in there just to vary things up a little bit. Because like I think that's that second phase where you're like stuck in the room and like dodging like the Borg ceiling cannons while all the drones beam in while the timer runs on the freaking Borg console or whatever it is. That bit runs a bit long. I wish they would have shortened that and added one more element to the TFO. But beyond that, it's a decent TFO. I do enjoy it. Yeah, fun. I feel like that one works there. Kittimer Stasis. Now, this is another one of the old Borg ground TFOs. Now, unlike Cure and Infected, Kittimer is still in the random TFO setup. And it's not because it's in a modern state or anything like Into the Hive was, because I don't know if I mentioned this. Into the Hive is actually a revamped version of the older version of Into the Hive. This was completely remade with newer assets and a lot of stuff. They completely redid this one, and I really wish they had the time to do that same treatment to Infected, Cure, and Kittimer down here, because these things are ancient. Kittimer is still at least in a decent playable state, unlike Cure and Infected, but it is a slog. That's going in. Minor instabilities. I really like this one. I don't like TFOs that force the team to split up unevenly because you only have 5 members on a team, so having to split up 3 and 2. Normally, I would find that kind of annoying, but I like this one. It's the Romulans. The Romulans are actually surprisingly tough in this one too, even on elite. Like they're tougher than you would expect, which I kind of like about this one because I don't know, I'm crazy, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about this one that I've always enjoyed. Maybe it's like just the TOS aesthetic of it, just the general mechanics of how you're doing a decent job of progressing through the various obstacles that the Romulans have presented for you. You just gotta mow them down and keep continuing, and then you got to protect the Gorn engineer. I don't know. I like this one. It's fun. I really enjoy this one. I always look forward to this one whenever it pops up in the randoms. So yeah, that's going in really fun. Mycelial Realm. This one, it's been a while since I played this one again, because again, it only has a normal level difficulty, which makes no sense to me. Why does it only have normal? Beyond that, if it would be pretty decent, because like it's fun to like walk around the Mycelial Realm, have the tardigrades follow you around, and do all the other stuff with it. It's a decent TFO. It's just it needs an advanced and elite version, so people actually play it more often. So it's okay. I'd probably add it into fun if it actually had an advanced and elite version. Nukara Self-Destructive Tendencies. This one, I don't even know if this one is in the random queue section. I rarely ever play this one. I remember it being kind of long and very dated. It's interesting. I remember this one used to be like deemed as like insanely difficult, and I haven't played it recently enough to know whether or not that's still true with the power creep. I have completed this one once or twice before with like a group of high-end players, but it's We'll go with just because it's very dated. It's so very dated, and I barely remember it. This no one ever plays this one, so I can't even. I don't remember enough of it to form an actual opinion on it, and that alone is just like a bad sign for it because it's like it's so unremarkable that I don't even remember it. Nukara Prime Transdimensional Tactics. Now, unlike the self-destructive tendencies, this one definitely still in the random queues. This one I really like because this was another one that was often used as like a measurement for DPS chasers on the ground maps because it's really short, really quick TFO. I really like it. You know, it's not difficult. You just gotta stay out of the acid. I'm gonna go with fun on that one. It's not super innovative. It's not super interesting, but it's a fun, quick romp for a ground TFO. Operation Wolf. This is another one. I would love to put this one in really fun, but again, it only has a normal level difficulty. Give me advanced and elite versions of Operation Wolf because this is probably one of my favorite ground TFOs because it's just running through ESD, shooting down Terrans. It's so fun. I don't know what it is about this one, but it's so fun. But it doesn't have advanced or elite, so it's going in. It's okay because I need a higher level difficulty version. Otherwise, I'm just mowing down everything with zero effort whatsoever, and that gets boring eventually. Pavo Dissension. This one I actually really like. I don't know how everyone feels about this one. I'm sure there are plenty that don't like it. No, I'm going to put a caveat on this one. This one is fun if you have a group of players that actually know what what they're doing, that actually split up properly, doing a 1-2-2 split up, so you can cover all three all three paths at the same time. If you split it up like that, this one's great, goes by pretty quick, and then you just beam back to the center, do the final boss fight. But if you're playing this with a bunch of randos or newer players who don't know what they're doing, who all cluster together, then this one gets annoying because then it takes longer because then you got to do you got to backtrack and go back to one of the other paths, which is annoying. So because of that, I'm putting it in fun, but it could be really fun with a group of players that actually know what they're doing. Next up is Storm Chasers. This is a pretty interesting one. I do enjoy this one. This is another one I haven't played in quite a while. I don't know how often this one shows up in the random TFOs either. I rarely ever see it show up at all, but it's fun. I like this one. You run around the mirror V'ger, you kill the little probe things. I don't know. I like this one. I'm putting it up there. I had a lot of fond memories of this one when it was new. I haven't played it all that much recently, but I did enjoy this one. Just don't ask me why. I just did. Oh boy. And ending this on quite a note, Undine Infiltration. This one was a very interesting TFO with how different it was because it was meant to like incorporate more role-playing aspects than the usual combat stuff that you see in pretty much every other TFO, which was an interesting way to do it, but trying to expect role-playing in a multiplayer setup, not how the Star Trek Online community tends to want to do things. Expecting the Stowe community to read that much in a TFO was just never going to happen. That's the best way to put it, because that's how this one works. Is you got to like interrogate a bunch of Bajorans and figure out if they are actually an Undine infiltrator, and if you get it right, you get it right, boom, you get a point. If you get it wrong, then you don't get a point. And if you get too many wrong, especially on Elite, then you just fail the thing, which is annoying because you never know if you're going to get on a team that's actually paying attention and reading through all the things and getting it, actually paying attention and whatnot, or if you're going to get team members that are just randomly clicking things for the sake of clicking things. So yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot. And for that one, that's going to no fun at all. That's not a great TFO. It had potential, but it would have worked much better as a single player episode. Honestly, reworking that as a patrol, I think could have been pretty interesting, because that way you wouldn't have to be forced into a team setting. Something like now, I'm not saying like remake Undine Infiltration, but something like Undine Infiltration as a patrol, I think could be interesting. So that is my list for ground TFOs. I'm pretty satisfied with how that turned out. I don't know if there's anything I'd want to move beyond just the stuff that I wish had higher difficulties. Mainly these three, like Forged in Fire and Operation Wolf would definitely be in the really fun category if they had higher level difficulties, but keeping them at normal keeps them well, keeps them in It's Okay. Same with Mycelial Realm. Especially given how old this one is, I'm surprised it doesn't have the higher difficulties. I'm really hoping Devil's Heart ends up getting advanced and elite versions once the event is over, because otherwise I'm gonna want to move that one down to It's Okay as well, because yeah, it's fun, but it's it'd be more fun if it was a bit more of a challenge. So yeah, that is my tier list for the ground TFOs in Star Trek Online. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and while you're down there, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to further support the channel, become a channel member to get additional channel perks, or check out the merch store down below, or check out any of the affiliate links in the pinned comment. If you're ever shopping on the Epic Game Store, be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. Any of these really help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.